Hey, hey, how are you?
All right, I was about to write you because I wasn't sure now if it was 2:00, 2:30 or 3:00. I forgot.
No, I didn't forget at all.
No, you did, but
there's a storm going on here, so I was like, all the doors was like, closing and opening again. So I was like, oh my God, hell has broken loose.
Yeah, that was your anger because he only charted at number 5 in Germany. Oh my God!
I'm actually really proud of that, to be honest.
I thought I was going to ask you: is this the end of Within Temptation now? Only number 5.
Oh no! Don't think like that. We had heavy competition, Rolling Stones and everything. That's heavy.
Rolling Stones.
So I'm really still very proud that we're number 5.
Cool. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. All right. Not so much on the road than you were now.
No, I've seen a lot of countries in a very short time. So yeah.
Cool. First of all, when I ask you questions, try for the first time to be serious for once.
I'm going to be serious. Okay. Whatever you want. You're very serious. Come on, bring it on, the seriousness.
You know what's funny? Your iPhone is in a position where I can see a lot of your room.
Yeah.
And very little of yourself. It's okay. If you like it like that, it's okay. I don't mind.
I'm the half of it. I'm sitting down. You want me to stand up for you?
If I see my face is all over the fucking camera. You don't need to stand up. It's all good. We should start with the cover.
Yes.
I thought it was kind of interesting because it sends a message, but then again, I don't really know why you made this special effect cover on the CDs, and I think a couple of your records as well, the albums.
Well, we have one of the vinyls with this kind of black velvet, which is nice, just to have something different. And this one is also a very nice one because it just reflects 2 pictures within one picture, depending on how you move it, of course. And well, not 2 pictures, but it moves a bit, so it has a nice touch to it. It's a special edition. It's for the people who want something extras to have a special edition. It's fun, I guess.
How does the whole picture of the record relate to the whole record? How does it?
Well, if you see that, we felt like this picture was actually already made before. Yeah. But we were looking for artwork and we stumbled upon this artist, and this artwork was already around for such a long time. But I think he made it already a few years ago, but it's represented so much of the lyrics that we were talking about, like the halo, glorifying certain things like war, for instance, like a halo around soldiers, like Russia does, trying to say that people should be saved from fascists. People in the Ukraine, for instance, and then glorifying people going to war is propaganda, of course. So the halo is used sometimes like that. And the halo is also there when, it stands for religion. We have also a song called "Don't Pray for Me," which is about the fact that we, that we go against the fact that we think that people should. We try to promote that people should have self. How do you say that? They can choose themselves how they want to live their life, what they want to, how they want to practice religion, if they even want to, but also if they want to have an abortion, which nobody wants, of course. But if somebody does need one, they are allowed to have that. Like, for instance, in Poland, with the last governmental period that they had with the PIS or PIS party, was, for instance, even in Europe, was abandoned. There was not an option to have an abortion, for instance, which is within Europe, which is completely such an outdated idea for me, coming from the Netherlands, where it's very liberated, those laws. And so it's looking towards that and trying to have that conversation with people, like, okay, maybe not tell every time how you think that other people should live their life, just let people decide themselves what they feel is going to make them the most happier version of themselves when they can choose themselves. So that's the religion part in that. And then again, the halo comes back to as a reference. Then you have the hair before the eyes, which is like a veil, and that refers to the ladies in Iran, of course, going against the regime in Iran, trying to fight for more freedom within their religion and how they want to wear their clothes and how they want to express themselves, and taking a stand in that and seeing that they have to, that sometimes they are thrown into jail, but even sometimes worse, they get killed for it. And referring to that part. And also, so you have several references within that artwork, and also the bloody hands as a reference to the Ukraine, that freedom doesn't come without a price. And even though you don't want war, if it's forced upon you, you will fight for your freedom. Yeah. So I think the title is called Bleed Out, which means it's a metaphor for I can't have the world to be like this as it is now. I need to take a stand, whatever the consequences. So maybe it means like losing your life, or maybe whatever it takes, you'll do so to stop the way things are going right now in their country, or from different perspectives. It's a cry for freedom.
Yeah. The first song on it is called We Go to War.
Yeah.
Is that the war we're going into, what you just referred to?
Yes, it's like the war that has been forced upon people, for instance, in the Ukraine. And it's not like we are promoting war, of course. It's more like if you have no other choice, then you will go to war because you'll defend the ones you love. You'll defend your family, your country, and everything that goes along with that, unfortunately.
Can you tell us a little bit about the current single Ritual that you have out?
Well, that is more of a fun track, not fan, but fun track. We wrote that song like before Resist even, and didn't fit on my Indigo, my solo project. We felt it was a bit too heavy for that, and maybe an option Within Temptation. And then it developed over the years and became a heavier song than it originally was. And it was always a fun track because we had fun writing the lyrics, and it was a very sensual song, to my opinion. Somebody even called it kinky, which weren't my words, but someone else's. And, so the lyrics are very over the top, as well as the video, but that is a totally different subject that we handle in that corner again. But it's more like, what if women would treat men the way men treat women sometimes in the game?
Hang on a second.
Yeah,
what the hell are you talking about?
Like that, but it's more like if women were strong, and when women could do, reverse the table, if turn around the table and see, what kind of song would come out of that, and then it becomes Ritual.
You'd cry bitter tears if you.
And anyway, the video is something different again, of course, which is more a Vampire Slayer thing. Yeah. We always wanted to make a Halloween kind of video, and I think this comes closest to a Halloween video, completely over the top, not to be taken seriously like some people do, like, oh my God, you're bashing men. No, I'm not bashing men. Yeah, the video. Not really. No, it's like, how can you take this serious? Come on, guys. How serious can you be? Anyway, it's just a fun track, and we had a lot of fun with that. So, good. All the way.
That's good. But let's talk about one track that is not so much fun. It's Cyanide Love.
Yeah.
With the brilliant German lyrics in there.
Yeah. That you checked if I didn't write them wrong.
Why did you choose German?
Well, we tried Ukrainian because it's about the Ukraine and Russia again. Yeah. That song, and it's about. I tried Ukrainian and it didn't sound as well, so I couldn't make the same kind of melody. So then I came to that. Okay, maybe we should just do German. And there was actually when we were already really finishing up the song, like everything was recorded, and then I said, okay, my God, we're missing something. And I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, la, 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 la. And I said, oh, but that's actually really good, Sharon. And we should try to put it in. And we still recorded while everything was recorded and mixed and stuff like that. I was like, okay, throw it in. But I need to check if the lyrics, are correct, because when it's printed, we can't go back. So that's when I called you, like, Thomas, help me.
You did good. I hope I did too. Okay. There's one thing that I was kind of surprised about, because when I just read through who wrote all the songs, I think your producer has a part of it in almost every song. So how important is this producer for you guys?
Of course, as a producer, very important. Well, because he is like the one that helps us realizing the songs that we have and the ideas that we have, the direction we want to have. And to quote himself, because he has been asked the same thing, of course, is sometimes a small thing can be very big, meaningful because it has a lot of impact, and sometimes something big is very small because it's not that important for the song. So it diverses with everything, and we're just in the studio writing our stuff, and he's involved with it from the beginning to the end. So he's become a part of that.
So he's the 16th member of Within Temptation.
I wouldn't call it like that. It's different, but of course he is important. But it's more like we have the vision. We try to, and we have the idea what we want to do with the music and which direction we go, and that's mainly done by Robert and me. Yeah. And then the rest, we have to, the band, they get the music at a certain point, and then we ask them to do their own thing, like the guitar. So everybody is involved with the creative stuff eventually, and doing their part that they do on the record, of course.
Mm-hmm. You had this time and just the weeks before this interview, you pretty much were on the cover of every music magazine that there was. I sent you a picture from Italy. Go like, you're on Rock On, you're on the Metal. I mean, you're everywhere. Is this something you're surprised about, or is it something where you say like, well, finally, they acknowledge what we're fucking doing here. Sorry about the fucking. All right. Yeah. I mean, what we've been doing for decades now. They come up now. With the title stories.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we had a really good run with the promotion, and I think we got an extra because I think people did find it special that we talked about politics, which doesn't happen a lot in music anymore. Well, we had in the past, of course, Bob Dylan and, of course, U2, a lot of bands and musicians talking about politics, but nowadays it's way, way less. And maybe people find it special. I think it's a good thing that there's a development in that direction, and hopefully there will be more bands taking a certain side, or maybe being more expressive how they see it. And it is, of course, a minefield. It's not easy to talk about politics because it always is also how people write down your words in a different language, and how it comes across is a thin line. So sometimes I say certain things and it doesn't come across on paper as how I said it. So it's always a bit difficult if people really got what I said to them. So sometimes it works out, and a lot of times it also doesn't. And I still hope that people, will hopefully read through the lines what the big message is, instead of immediately canceling things. But more thinking like an open mind, like everybody, it's like we're all trying to do our small part, because it's not a big thing that we're doing. It's just our own. In a small way, you just want to keep certain subjects alive, what's happening in Iran, but also in the Ukraine, and why we find it very important to keep supporting the Ukraine, because of the fact that it has so much impact on how you want to live as a human being, of course, because they're fighting for democracy. That's something we have here and we want to maintain. And they're fighting also for our democracy, to my opinion. It's really true. I think because if there's another country being oppressed by Russia, it will be like an oil paint, it will just spread more and more, because they will go for more countries. And besides that, it will make Europe unstable in the end. And looking at what happened in Hungary, which is very pro-Russian, and there's more countries like that. And there's many elections coming up. So it's very important to keep these subjects alive and make people think a little bit bigger than just like, this war doesn't affect me, because why should there be going so much money towards this war? It doesn't, what does it do for me? Which is, I think, a little bit. Well, it's then you're not thinking of a bigger picture, which is Europe. Yeah, very short-sighted in a way, which I can understand also, because not everybody has the space to think bigger, or because sometimes people are in a difficult situation themselves economically, or what kind of situation they are, maybe jobless or whatever, and maybe they don't get the right media that through algorithms and stuff, social media, so it's difficult sometimes why that happens, but it is important to keep on talking about that.
How much of a negative response did you actually get for putting out the record and being so outspoken?
Well, in certain countries where we played, we take out the Ukrainian flag, of course, with every show so far. We have done that the last year and also the year before when we were touring with the Worlds Collide Tour.
Yeah.
And you play in countries where they're not so, like in Hungary, for instance, and they're not pro-Ukraine, they're not pro-Europe, they're more pro-Russia. And but I think especially in those kind of countries, it's important to be that different sound that people can maybe think about, okay, maybe things aren't as black and white how it has been projected by the government they're living in, having in their country, in the country they're living in. And so it's important to be a different sound sometimes toward people that like your music. And hopefully they will think maybe again about the subject and maybe search the internet and find more different kind of articles that will broaden their horizon and will give a bigger picture of how things are in the world.
This is way too serious now.
Yeah, but
it's important, but it's way serious.
There's no way back now.
Okay, for the official record, where is my favorite song? Why is it missing on the record?
Oh, I really thought you would love Ritual because that's such
I do. But I like The Fire Within too.
The Fire Within is an amazing song, but it was a forgotten song, and we forgot to put it on the album, I think, in a way. But on the other hand, it didn't really fit the album either, to be honest. So it's a forgotten song, and there will be more forgotten songs in the future, which will be released as a separate thing. It's nice to have something in between, Thomas.
Yeah. I wonder how many forgotten songs there are already, but
no, don't have many. Most of the things we write, we release. We don't have the luxury to have a lot of songs not on the album.
How much and how important was just the pure technical side of the production of it? Because it seems, you've went a long way from your very beginnings, and you develop, but you also develop not only as songwriters and the way you want your music to go into a certain direction, but I think production-wise, this is real heavy. I think it's ultra modern. I don't know if you can relate to that.
Keep going.
To be honest, I'm not really sure if it's always a good thing.
Okay. Well, we like it anyway, and it's the direction that we're going to go. Yeah. And it's more like, the symphonic thing that we did musically is something we love, but we have done it for a long time. So it will be coming back in certain songs, but not as it was before, because we have developed towards a more modern sound. And I think to a sound that we think is less outdated. It feels a bit outdated to do only that. So you have to combine it with new things. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it will have a really outdated sound, to my opinion, for us anyway. And it is not inspirational to us. So to be able to write new music, which you have been doing for 27 years, we have to follow our own direction and our own idea of what course we have to take, direction we have to take with the music. And like I said, that's the only ones who decide that is actually me and Robert, because that's, we've always gone through our gut feeling. The only thing is how to get there. That's always a puzzle. And that's where other people come in. They help us out, and where we also all together sit down like, okay, how are we going to get that sound within Temptation?
Yeah. You cannot really lose your trademarks, can you?
No, we don't. I think we are still the same band, but it's more like, in the heart of the DNA of that we are and have, is heavy music with great melody lines, to my opinion. Just we love melody. We're just sucker for melody, but also the heaviness we love very much. And with new technology that we have used now, that's also because of the fact that we are working working not only with the band but also with people outside the band, with like the producer and a co-producer. Who used to be in the Charm and the Fury band that we supported when they released the first album.
Yeah.
It's trying to, like, for instance, we made like guitar lines on a guitar plug-in on a keyboard instead of playing it. And because nowadays technology is like this, we can detune even further down than we were able to a few years back. I have more space for my vocal lines. So I'm exploring all new things now. And that gives us the opportunity to sound different, to do new things that we weren't able to do. And that the guys have to play on 8 guitar string guitars sometimes. It's challenging. And everybody's like, oh my God, what have we gotten ourselves into? We want to have this new sound, but how are we going to get there? How are we going to do this? We have to, okay. Now, and also the guitar lines that were written on the keyboard with the guitar plugin. Those kind of things, like, okay, Robert said, okay, Stefan, here you go. Good luck. And Stefan called back, this is impossible. What are you doing? But, but I can make this out of it, or I can try this. What do you think of this? And then they were talking about it. And also Daniel, like, how am I going to get this in the right way again, that it works for the song and with the original idea that we had as a guitar line. So those kind of things, it's fun. It's challenging, and it helps us to grow. And it makes it fun to do new things again and to look forward to keep on writing.
Was Bleed Out a record that you pretty much had to do all by yourself? Because on Resist, you had a couple of guest singers coming in here and there. And on Hydra too. I mean, it just kept on going. But this is like, it feels like a one and only Within Temptation record, actually.
Well, a lot of people were complaining. So we thought,
really?
Why not? I think you were complaining, Sharon. Why is there so many people? You're always complaining.
Well, yeah, it's my nature.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And now we decided it didn't fit anywhere except for one song, actually, and and it's okay, which is an amazing song, and I'm really happy that they joined up with us for that song. It was already written before that we asked them, because it has this. Well, we wrote the song, and then, it has this metalcore influence in there. And we felt like, okay, what band do we really like to participate on this song? Because we're not a metalcore band, but, to have that maybe interaction with a real metalcore band, we asked them. And because they're one of but also my favorite bands. They have beautiful melodies, amazing melodies, and they're like really heavy and at the same time really mellow. And that's a little like what we love about our own music, is we have the same kind of thing, but they're in a different kind of genre, of course. And when we asked them to join us, was really very positive reaction, like, oh, we know you guys, how cool, and when can we do this? So they joined up, even though with our own show during one of the shows at the Worlds Collide tour, and on Summer Breeze they joined up, which was really nice to see them again. And you got to interview them as well, or at least to talk to them after the show, right? So
yeah, I know it was a very alcoholic conversation, but it was good.
Well,
as much as I can recover, I don't know how much you can recover, but still.
Well, even if I drink, sometimes I remember everything.
Yeah, of course you do. I do too. I think, but it's okay. There was one more question. Yeah, you never said anything about my shirt. I put my best verse.
I can't see. I'm not wearing. You're out. I can't see your shirt. You have to unbutton it.
What?
Oh, you mean that out of over it? Oh, I thought the t-shirt underneath it.
I do underneath it with the Temptation t-shirt. You know this.
Yeah, that's what I recognized. Okay, but what is it? Tiger print? What is it? Or leopard? I can't see it.
Yes, it's my leopard shirt.
Ooh.
But it's okay.
I thought we were going to have a serious interview, Thomas.
Well, we're already at the end of it.
Oh.
We're done with the serious part. It's all good.
Oh, you can't keep it up, huh? It's very difficult for you.
You let me think of no. Anyway. No, it's it's kind of interesting, and I think it's actually quite daring to stand up in times like these for what you stand up for, because of all the backlashes you can get. And I think it's not dangerous, but I think times have changed. And what I realized is that people, and also part of the younger generation, I think that irony is dying, is non-existent anymore. People take stuff you say for granted. They go like, I mean, how can you take this seriously, what I'm saying? It's so not idiotic, but those people do. And that's how it all comes out. You know, if you make a statement, people are gonna, some people who support it and who are gonna fight it. And then there's some people that don't understand it.
No, exactly. Can you hold that thought, because there's someone at the door and there's nobody and it's really raining, storming outside. 1 second, sorry.
Amazon is coming.
Yeah, no, not the kids. Grandpa and grandma with a surprise visit. Hi.
Get them in the picture. Hey,
no way. They won't stop talking if I do.
Was any questions?
It was just it was just like a realization.
It was a bold-fashioned statement for you, but, didn't work. It's okay. I'm disappointed. Gonna go home now. Yeah. It's all right.
Thanks for that thought.
Oh, man. Have a happy holiday, because I think once you're done with all the press work, you're going to go on holiday, right?
Well, not really, because it's shitty weather everywhere, so don't see where I can go now. So, but no, it's going to be fun. We're gonna write new music again, and looking forward to start with a new stage setup for the new tour that's going to be there at the end of next year. And I'm going to make it very spectacular. So,
how much more spectacular, like the last one, can you get?
Well, there's always new ideas. It's like new subjects, new ideas. Well,
I think it took you 5 shows before you found your way on your own stage, I guess, for this tour, because there was so many props on it.
We did practice. We had like some tryout kind of things before the tour started, but then not, without an audience. So that really helped, because it is a lot of things happening, things blowing up, and knowing what to time where. That is like, for instance, with fireworks and everything, that it doesn't just blows up in your face. To make the right markings, to be on time when the elevator goes up, when you're in like, for instance, with Angels going up in the air again, and also with the swing, like, okay, don't forget to buckle up, which I did. The swing was spooky. Yeah, I didn't like the swing either. But after 5 times, it's right. It's true. You're not afraid anymore. But the first few times, like, oh my God, why am I here? Why am I doing this again?
I'm gonna let you go now. Talk to your parents and have fun at whatever you do.
Yes, thank you.
Good luck. And we keep supporting you anyway. You know that. All good.
Okay. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a lovely Christmas and everything else what's around.
What?
Coming your way now.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. Good.